Sonic, the heart of your system.
What's up guys, welcome back to another GGF video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the CableMod bridged PCIe cables. Now you may or may not have seen these around. If you're in the CableModders Facebook group, you've probably seen these. So in this video we're going to see what they're all about, check them out, and I'll actually run through the steps on making sure you order the right cables for your GPU and how to do all that on their website. But first, we've got to build some rigs. Bridged PCIe cables are nothing new. Boutique custom sleevers have been doing this for years now, but having them mass produced with quality in mind is something new. CableMod have been around for a while now, and if you're watching this video, you've probably heard of them. We use their cables in pretty much every build we do. Their cables have always been top notch, their online configurator is easy to use, and their color combinations are endless. Now they've upped their game with the inclusion of bridged PCIe cables. You might be wondering what these so-called bridged cables are. Basically, the cable comb expands to both PCIe cables for your GPU, not just to the single PCIe cable seen previously. Keep in mind you'll only want to go bridged cables for GPUs that require 2 PCIe power cables and if you're ordering cables with cable combs. At first, I didn't think much of bridge cables, but after using them in a few builds now, I don't think I'll ever go back. First, you have the look. Overall, they are cleaner and keep both your PCIe cables tight together. Secondly, I found routing easier as well. Quite often, I would find running 2 non-bridge PCIe cables over long distances, it was hard to keep them grouped together. Often, I would zip tie them together out of sight. With bridge cables, providing you add enough cable combs, they'll stay together all the way along. Bridge cables are only available for power supply replacements or in extensions. You won't find them in preset extension kits sold in shops. In order to go bridged, there's 2 main things you need to know. What PCIe cables you'll need, either 2 8-pins, 8 and a 6, or a 6 and an 8-pin. Take note of the last 2, as these are very important. You'll need to take note which side your 6-pin is and your 8-pin is on your GPU. You'll also need to take note which way the power connector latch is facing, either up or down. Get this wrong and your bridge cables won't line up. As with traditional cables being separate, you just plug the 6-pin in or the 8-pin. With bridge cables being 2 cables together, you can't just flip them around. If your GPU runs 2 8-pin connectors, then you don't have to worry about this. With this done, simply head to the CableMod website and head to the configurator. Select the cable type you're after, either extension cables or replacement PSU cables. Once at the cable to add drop down box, look for the 4 options that start with bridged. Choose the appropriate one for your GPU, select its length and continue to the next step. Here you have your sleeve color options, and here we see how the cables are orientated. They are shown with latch down. For example, I've gone with the Strix GTX 1080 for my build, which requires a 6-pin and an 8-pin, but the latches on the GPU face up. You can see in the configurator that I need to select a 6 plus 8-pin bridge cable option. Once you've chosen your color option, head to the next page, select your cable comb amount, color, and you're done. Now another thing I noticed that the bridge cables work really well for vertical GPUs, especially things like test benches and so on, because you've got such a large length of cable to cover. The bridge cables keep it nicely together because of the comb covers both of them. So just keep in mind with that if you do have test benches. Now, one thing that you might need to know, that if you do upgrade your GPU down the track, you have to keep in mind that you may not be able to use these cables again due to them being joined together. If your new GPU has different power connectors, if they're on the other side, if the 6 is on the other side of the 8 and so on, you won't be able to use them. You'll need to get new cables. Now, coming down to price, you're looking at $40 for a standard 2 8-pin standard length with 3 aluminium pro combs. Now, that's not too bad. That's actually cheaper than buying the 2 separate cables together because you're paying a bit more for the individual combs. Now, you can get a little bit cheaper if you do go with the plastic combs, but I do highly recommend the aluminium combs. They just look so much better. Now, in terms of do I recommend these? Well, if you've already splurged out for a cable comb kit, you've got pro cables already, I probably wouldn't bother going the bridge cables because you've probably spent a couple $100 to go all pro in your system. But if you don't have any CableMod cables or you're looking to go pro, it's definitely an option to go with the bridge cables. I don't see any downside on going with the bridge cables if you're building a new system, because you're probably not going to be upgrading your GPU for a little while, so you know those cables are going to be good to go. And I must say they look absolutely killer. So but yeah, anyway, that's it for this video. I want to thank CableMod for sending me these cables to check out. I've used them in quite a few builds already, and I just don't think I can use any other cables. But yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for next time.